Hey guys, this is Dr. Charlie Ware coming to you live. Your leading natural pain doctor and other chronic diseases. What I want to discuss with you today is essentially some of the questions I'm constantly get, and you see me sort of lounging in my chair right now. I'm in between patients trying to get this information out and talk quick before my patients start to pile up on me. But very common vitamin and mineral deficiencies and how they can impact your life in different ways. So this is a very long list. So I'm gonna definitely break this up into a few different videos, but I'm gonna come to you with some of the most common ones that we tend to see here in the clinic, as well as I get asked about a lot, because a lot of times individuals, don't understand that because they may have numbness in their fingers, it can be a vitamin deficiency, or even hypertension can be just a simple vitamin deficiency. Sometimes different markings on our face, or acne, constipation, different things in our body can definitely indicate that you have a vitamin deficiency or a mineral deficiency in your body as well. So I'm just trying to hit on a few of them today, and then try to finish up with this maybe tomorrow, or just do a few more, because I know there's a lot of questions out there. The thing I want to also tell you guys is not to run out and start looking at your fingers and toes and different markings on your body. You still need to have some sort of micronutrient testing, or there are different ways to sort of see how you have different levels, or even just look at your diet to make sure that, because I'm going to also give you not just a solution. I'm not going to only just give you the deficiency, but I'm also give you a few things that's natural, like different foods you can eat that will also enhance these things in yourself as well. So it's very important that you actually sort of pay attention to, or we'll definitely have a replay of this as well. Like I said, it's essentially anywhere from 15 up to about 96 different trace minerals, even more, that you can actually have in your body, and vitamins are even more. But I'm just hitting on some of the key ones that I feel are very, very important. You're just going to sort of see me reference back and forth and look back and forth. The reason why, because I want to make sure that I get enough of the adequate information in there. So if I'm telling someone something, like I said before, I don't want you to run out and you start buying these vitamins and minerals. I want to make sure that you actually get tested for them, or make sure that you at least have these things in your diet and you're eating them first before you actually start getting tested. That's the easiest thing to do, realistically, is you can make sure that you have a balanced diet. I have a lot of my patients always tell me or ask me, Dr. Ware, why are you always focusing on my diet? If I come in for back pain, you look at my diet. If you come in from a chronic disease, you look at my diet. Because again, I always say, whatever you eat is going to increase your health or take away from your health. So if you're not having a very balanced diet, which I mean, having leafy greens on a daily basis, having fruits and veggies on a daily basis, and lean meats, and staying away from unhealthy things, that means these unhealthy things aren't going to take away from your health, and also deplete your body of different trace minerals and also vitamins. But you're eating these vitamins to actually enhance your health as well. So these are just a few of the things that I feel are very important. Vitamin C deficiency. Most individuals don't understand you can't have a vitamin C deficiency because essentially we don't have a balanced diet. And the reason why we don't have a balanced diet is we try to go on a rush and eat different things that are easy, they're quick, but they are very lacking in nutrients. So you want to definitely increase these foods that can actually enhance your body. But first, I'm going to tell you some of the deficiencies from vitamin C. A deficiency is going to be the dry skin. It can be the coarse hair. And sorry for me moving around a little bit, because I always want to make sure that I'm at a good angle so I can see you guys. Is going to be the I'll put you right there. I apologize again, whoever's watching. I hope you guys can still hear me. Is going to be the dry hair, the coarse hair, splitting of the fingernails and hair, bleeding gums, gingivitis. If you have poor wounding of heel wounding abilities, that can also cause it as well. Anemia, tooth loss, nosebleed, easily bruising. What else? You can also have weak muscles and also fatigue. And remember, vitamin C is a very powerful antioxidant. So if you're not having your body have these antioxidants inside your body and ridding your body of these broken cells or bad things that cause oxidation or stress on the cells themselves and won't allow them to replicate properly, you can actually have a lot of this stuff be built up in your system as well. And how can you combat this from a natural standpoint? How can you put these things in your diet on a daily basis? Going to allow you to actually be able to absorb and have these things on a daily basis. So, I mean, the easy one is tomatoes. You know, we all, but the easiest one, I'm sorry, is going to be, we all know citrus fruit has high amounts of vitamin C inside there, but you know, kiwi actually has a higher amount of vitamin C. Broccoli, you know, spinach actually has a high amount of vitamin C, as well as kale actually even has a higher amount and actually more bioavailability of the vitamin C than the actual citrus, because a lot of times the citrus acid, you know, a lemon is very acidic, and an orange can be very, very acidic as well, that your body cannot absorb these things more rarely. You know, tomatoes, cabbage, and also Brussels sprouts are very, very high in vitamin C as well. So you want to make sure that you have these things on a daily basis in some form. I'm not saying have all of them, but have in some form or fashion to sort of pick and choose. Again, some more veggies, some more fruits that you can also have as well. And again, I always drink my green tea, which has a different phytonutrients inside of it as well. The next one is, I talk about this a lot, is one of my is one of the ones of the last 10, 12 years a lot of physicians are testing for, is going to be the vitamin D. And I've really focused on the D3. There are different forms of D. I'm going to focus on just the D vitamin on a whole. And the easiest way to get the D vitamin is definitely go out in the sun and actually absorb it and let your body naturally produce the vitamin D that's from your melanin and things of that sort. But if you are deficient in vitamin D, most individuals don't realize that, you know, vitamin D is deficient because it actually holds a lot of calcium and phosphorus, magnesium inside of the bone itself that makes the bone a lot stronger. So if you're deficient in vitamin D, you most likely are going to have some sort of bone deficiency or osteoporosis or osteopenia, weak muscles and things of that sort. In extreme cases, you can have rickets. Rickets is where the legs naturally bow out and you don't have a good shape or a good structure inside your bone. But more, or less intense things can be definitely overweight, obesity, depression. What else? It can also be just aching bones and low bone mineral content. Again, the vitamin D is designed to actually help the mineral state inside of the actual bone itself. You know, one thing that I always generally disagree with a lot of individuals who speak about vitamin D is the fact that they want you to drink or eat fortified things that has vitamin D inside of it. Things that don't naturally have vitamin D. It has to be fortified with a synthetic substance. You know, they say drink the fortified cheeses and things, milks, and or eat cheeses and things of that sort. I just don't agree with that, because again, a lot of times that vitamin D is not readily available for your body. You don't really get an increase in your vitamin D levels. So I try to say, hey, egg yolks is very, very high in vitamin D. Like I said, go out in the sun. You know, stop using so much sunblock and all these things, and let your body do what it's supposed to do. It naturally, you know, produce vitamin D to actually help your body out. But fatty fish like the tunas and things of that sort have vitamin D naturally inside there. That's one reason why we have these omega oils that's so important for you to actually ingest on a daily basis. And some organ meats are also good for having vitamin D as well. Another one that we sort of forget about, because it's an old school one as well, is going to be the vitamin E. Vitamin E is very essential for keeping your ligaments and also your arteries and venules very supple and very, very anti-inflammatory to those areas as well. But we found that if you are deficient in your vitamin E, you can have a lot of retinal issues, a lot of cataract, mild anemia, and a lot of women have infertility issues, as well as your brain function won't be as acute, because again, a lot of this vitamin E, a lot of these oils are very important for the melanin, which is like the electrical conduction of the actual nervous system. Is wrapped in a lot of these oils, and vitamin E is one of these oils that we find that's very important for you to actually have. But again, if you're low in vitamin E, you can have a lot of stretch marks, have a lot of skin issues, a lot of bruising, things of that sort. And that's also if you have too much too, but that's another conversation. Where can you find it in nature? You know, avocado is huge in different tocophenyls, which is the vitamin E itself. Great ones, the gamma tocophenol, which is phenomenal for actually getting inflammation out of the actual cardiovascular system. Is a different form of vitamin E, but it's phenomenal. It's been shown to actually get rid of inflammation inside of the cardiovascular system and increasing your mobility rate and actually decreasing your rate of cardiac risk by I think like 47% or 47 times or something like that. So, you know, kiwi is another way for you to get it. Plant-based vegetable oils, the olive oils, the coconut oils. Don't do the canola oils because canola oil is not a real vegetable oil. Stay away from that. I would say the olive oils, the coconut oils, the avocado oils, the walnut oils, things like that we know is very, very good. And of course, the dark leafy green veggies are always phenomenal for you to get enough vitamin E. So, and then a big one, especially people that are vegetarian vegans, that historically they say that individuals do not get a lot of is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is something that they say is very, very huge in you know, meats and eggs and organ meats and things like that. So, but that's actually not true. You find you can get vitamin B12 in a lot of mushrooms. You can get it in a lot of fermented foods as well, like kimchi. Once they do the actual biometrics of the kimchi, you show that almost any fermented food, once you ferment it, it changes the chemical structure of it. Because again, you look at a cucumber, and then once you do these things to it, it turns into a pickle. So that pickle and that cucumber are supposed to be the same thing, but they really aren't chemically anymore. And we find that you can actually get B12 out of a lot of fermented foods. So that's one reason why in a lot of Asian cooking and a lot of even African countries, you'll see a lot of fermented foods that are vital. You know, they use it as science. They use it on a daily basis as something that's going to help you digest your food and things of that sort. So if you don't have your B12, you know, which is a huge building block to amino acids and things of that sort, your body can definitely break down. You can have that muscle weakness. You can have that, you know, night blindness. You can have that numbness, tingling fingers inside your fingers. And B12 is also essential towards the nervous system rebuilding and replenishing. You can actually have like the dizziness or staggered walk where you seem as if you can't walk straight, because again, that's part of the nervous system as well. Even jaundice. If a kid is vitamin B12 deficient, the gallbladder won't work efficiently. So you're not allowing the body to actually circulate the blood properly, things of that sort. And like I said, loss of vision. And then hard for you to think clearly. You can have that brain fogginess and also fatigue as well. So those are some of the things with vitamin B12 that individuals that are deficient can be experiencing. There's a few more, but there are along the lines of more neurological things as well. And one reason why we actually created the methyl B, which B12 and folate acid inside there, a few other things are inside that methyl B, was because of the fact that we saw individuals that were going through chronic disease, diabetes and other chronic disease, they were deficient in their B vitamins. So we saw that they were having that numbness and tingling in their fingers or neuropathy. We noticed by giving them this methyl B that we formulated, it almost curbed it or stopped it by like at least 80 to 90%. It's been a bit phenomenal response with this as well. But that's the reason why we actually created. Originally was the response to a lot of the calls and questions about the neuropathy that people were experiencing as well. But of course, like I said before, the most abundant is going to be in your leafy greens. Yes, you can find it in leafy greens and the fermented foods. But of course, shellfish, fish, beef, what else? Cheese, eggs, and also, like I said, poultry too. But you definitely want to make sure you have the poultry, because the poultry and the oily fish still have a lot of B12 inside of it as well. So you want to focus on those. Those are usually a lot more clean than some of these other things as well. And then just in general, like I said, other B vitamins, B1, B6, B5, B6, B7, things like that. You have the adrenal fatigue. You can have the dandruff, the pale skin, you know, things like that. Fatigue, more skin problems, more vision problems as well. And it's sort of the same things, you know, the bananas, the oranges, the leafy greens. You want to have these things in your system on a daily basis, because a lot of these things, you know, are high in folate acid, not folic acid. Because again, folic acid is a synthetic form of the folate, which is naturally in a lot of these things already, that I tell people that you need to have on a daily basis. I mean, you can have them in a smoothie. You can have them, you know, in a juice form, you know, some a bunch of leafy greens, a green apple, and a lemon or a lime, and that's a phenomenal way to get a lot of your B vitamins on a daily basis. That's natural inside your system. Throw a couple of teaspoons of coconut oil or hemp oil inside there, and that's a rock star with all your omega oils and all of your B vitamins right there. It's going to be phenomenal. So you're going to curb a lot of the blood issues. You're going to curb a lot of the neuropathy issues. You're going to get a bunch of your trace minerals right there, and also the omega oils inside your system. So you'll be a rock star just by having that right there. Again, I say stay away from these fortified things, because what's going to happen is these fortified things are also synthetic. So you just want to be careful with all that stuff too. And I actually did allude to a lot of the omega oils you should have in your system on a daily basis. Like I was saying before, you can get them in like chia seeds and things of that sort. Chia seeds, walnuts, of course the fishy oils, the flaxseed. But again, if you are deficient in a lot of this stuff, long story short, what's going to happen? The wound healing issues, the cracked nails, the dandruff, the poor vision, the poor wound healing, the low immunity, as well, the eczema. There's a lot of these things that's going to happen because your body naturally needs this stuff in order for you to function. And if you have the good oils, a lot of neurological issues are going to start to happen. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but a lot of the times you have these red bumps on the back of your arms or the back of your back right through this area. If you have those, that's usually a sign of the fact that you don't have enough essential fatty acids inside your body, so your body is having a skin reaction. A lot of times we think eczema is something external, or you're allergic to something, but a lot of times you're not having enough essential fatty acids inside of your body. So again, you might want to just increase that. And you can get it through the avocados and the flax seeds and the coconut oils and the hemp oils, that's readily available on the market as well. Just try it out. A lot of times, again, a lot of times we're in front of a computer. A lot of times we think that the computer is causing our dry eyes, but again, the dry eyes can even be from not having enough essential fatty acids inside here. So I'm going to go ahead and then jump. So I'm making this a whole long thing. Like I said, I'm trying to break this up into a few. As you see, it's a lot of things we can think about. And I will be creating different documents with this I can actually put out to you guys. A lot of stuff that I researched over the years that I'm still having to read off the screen. So there's so many different vitamins. So I'm going to jump down to maybe like one or two more I'll jump down to that I feel that's really, really important. And as actually, this is a little bit of a controversial one because I'm talking to a sickle cell community as well. But I'm going to jump to iron. If you're deficient in iron, we already know what can happen: the anemia, you're weak, you're tired, shortness of breath, dizzy, pale skin, cold hands and feet, the numbness, the menstrual cycles, the headaches. But essentially, you gotta understand that the iron is important to our system. And too many times what we want to do is supplement. And think about the word when we say supplementation. Supplementation means that that's on top of whatever else you should be doing inside of your diet. It's a dietary supplement that's supposed to supplement if you have some sort of deficiency inside of your food. But if you eat certain things, like lately I've had individuals say, well, I've been taking your chlorophyll for the last, like, say, year and a half, 2 years, and my iron counts have been going up. I say, yeah, but I've also said you eat certain ways. So if you change your diet, you eat in certain ways, your iron levels may go up, because now it's time for you to stop to take the chlorophyll as often, because you're eating the proper foods. If you're eating the proper foods, you're taking the even flow. These are the micronutrients that naturally should be in your body already, and you're already giving it abundance. So yes, it's okay for you to cut down on the iron, but I guess only if you're eating the proper things, you will start to see that as well. So one way for you to get the natural daily amount of iron you should be getting is definitely eating a lot of raw nuts and seeds. It's high in iron. Dark chocolate. When I mean dark chocolate, I mean the dark bitter chocolate. I'm not saying the one that's already sweet. The dark chocolate. Leafy greens, we already know, is phenomenal. In fact, actually, our chlorophyll is actually, just a bunch of leafy greens that we formulated in a way and extracted the juices from these things in such a way that we can now present it to you where it is, pure, unadulterated, non-GMO, organic chlorophyll. So it's definitely a leafy green product that is essential to the body. Beans are another great way for you to get iron. Seafood in the form of, as I always say, those oily fish. not the shellfish. Shellfish can have other issues along with it. Sometimes when people being allergic to the sulfites inside of them, that's natural. So those are some of the ways you can actually get the iron that's inside that you should have in your system on a daily basis. And yes, you should still eat these things even if you have a little bit of a higher iron count, because what's going to happen a lot of times is if you're eating a whole food, what's going to happen is it's going to be able to chelate some of that iron out your system and help you replace. Because a lot of times it's not the amount of iron inside there, it's the amount of free iron your body is not able to process. By eating a lot more healthy, you're going to be able to actually help your body process these things out your system on a natural basis. So don't be afraid to eat it. But again, you want to cut back on the supplementation. Supplementation, a lot of times, as I say, can have biomarkers that's left inside your system over a long period of time as well. Okay, so be careful with that. Last one I'm going to jump into. My old friend, my old favorite one to always say what? Take your zinc, especially in the sickle cell community, because of the fact that we've seen what zinc, actually, one of the main things it does is actually increase your immunity in different ways by helping the thymus increase your immunity, as well as helps the gut increase your immunity, as well as help the nervous system by doing over 250, 300 different enzymatic processes in the body, and that's zinc. Most of us don't get our daily amount of zinc. If you have a lot of diarrhea, if you have low immunity, a lot of cold, you catch a cold and flu very easily, you can definitely have a deficiency in zinc. Mouth ulcers, eczema, stretch mark, dandruffs. If you have ticks in your eyelids and different spasms and things like that, you can just be zinc deficient. And then one main thing is if you have white spots on your fingernails, I can't show you mine because I don't have any, but different big white spots on your fingernails, that can be a sign of the fact that you are zinc deficient. And I know a lot of kids actually are zinc deficient. If you look at their fingernails and they have like a lot of ridges on them, and in different white spots, or they have a big moon that goes along here, and really, really rough nails, that's usually a sign of the fact that they are zinc deficient. So you definitely want to start to supplement that as well. As I said before, you can get zinc naturally from shellfish, fish, mushrooms, your beans, which is called lugones. So leafy green veggies, spinach, nuts, raw nuts and seeds, again, dark chocolate as well. And also, what else? And beef, or I prefer lamb as well. So those are just a few of the things that, and it was a long list, and it's a longer list because I have another 40 different vitamins I can go over as well. So, hey Tamika, yes, it needs to be, yes, it's probably zinc that he's deficient in, because of the fact that, most kids, again, in our daily diet, a lot of our stuff does not have enough of the micronutrients because it's so produced and so turned over. The soil doesn't have enough good nutrients inside of it to actually make the plants grow efficiently. So just make sure he has enough zinc inside of his system as well. So yes, but yeah, that biomarker or that identity marker of having those spots usually is like, it could be a calcium deficiency as well, but more than likely it's going to be a zinc deficiency as well too. So again, guys, Dr. Charlie Ware, if you have any other questions, any of the comments, please feel free. I know this was at least a 30-minute Facebook Live just about vitamins and minerals, but people don't understand that a lot of times that your pain can be caused by a vitamin deficiency. We already know that we have, in the sickle cell community, there's a propensity to have a deficiency because of a B vitamin that you're missing and your body doesn't produce naturally. We already know that for diabetes, that one of the markers we actually look at to make sure that are you in an A1C proper care, whatever, is the amount of chromium inside of your body. We already know that in order for you to have the proper amount of chromium inside your body, that's an indicator if you are going to be a diabetic or pre-diabetic, things of that sort. We already know that over 75 to 80% of the individuals that has hypertension has a magnesium deficiency. We already know that if someone has a zinc deficiency, their thymus may not be working. So we already see that in many of these chronic diseases, chronic conditions around the world, that there is a trace mineral deficiency that can be linked to it. A lot of the classes I'm in now, I'm doing more genetic stuff now as well, shows us that there is a link between a trace mineral deficiency and, again, 95% of the chronic diseases out there, even if it's genetic. So if you guys are not eating properly, if you guys are not doing anything properly you're supposed to be doing, you can be aiding the fact that you're not as healthy as you can be. This is one reason why I constantly talk about these things over and over again, because it's really as simple as that. But again, sometimes you have to have tests done and things like that, but these tests are not very expensive to make sure that you're on the right path. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please always feel free to share this information or ask me a question. Again, something as simple as, a zinc supplement can actually change a kid's life. Something as simple as making sure you have the proper amount of magnesium inside your system on a daily basis can prevent you from actually having a heart attack or other cardiac risks as well. But you got to make sure you get the knowledge and you understand the knowledge and not just start taking supplements. If you need to have some more information with me, please give me a call. Please reach out to me as well. Dr. Charlie Ware again. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.